runs all the opium den down in Chinatown. D-A-N-G-E-R-F-I-E-L-D, Dangerfield.
All right there. I've just been watching some diversity adverts. Not adverts about diversity, adverts about things like chips and frozen peas, but so lost in their bizarre intention to play along to the beat of diversity. They are actually diversity commercials. Not enough really to make a video out of though, because, you know, what can you say? You've seen it all before. It's just this incessant propaganda for this kind of dismissal of values and norms with no real obvious or clear goal apart from disruption and change, the progress, no less. Anyway, after drinking in the poison of many of those, I was suggested the next video. And it's called something like Moving Adverts or something. It's adverts that touch us in the heart, in the emotions. Now, I haven't watched any of them, so you might not even get to see this, because if I start playing this and there's nothing to get my teeth into, I obviously won't upload it. So we'll be watching these for the first time together, unless, of course, you've seen the ads before. Oh, going on. Anyway, let's have a look. Heart-touching commercials that will move you emotionally. Must watch. Right. Sounds good. Let's go. I mean, it's brilliant, really. Advertising is such a crude, it's such blunt weapon attacks on your soul. Straight away, soldier, moody, kind of drained of colour. There's a soldier, and it was shot through a bunk, shot through a bed, an empty bed, of course. We're so alone in this world. Did you hear the piano? Dun, 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 sort of minor, sad. But luckily, his little electronic teddy bear's got Duracell quantum batteries in it. You know, you can already guess the tagline's going to be something to do with, you know, even when your heart's abroad, Duracell will give you the power to stay strong and love. It's just, you know, I stopped watching television about 15 years ago. No big thing. I remember in the 80s people would say that like they were bragging. No, don't watch telly. But when I finally got shot of it, excuse me, when I'd be around someone else's house and they'd have the telly on, it looks so bizarre. It looks so unbelievable and artificial. You know, it takes some time to get back in the swing of being able to watch television, and especially advertising. One of the things I've noticed, having travelled a lot around the world, that whatever language it's in, you know when something's an advert. You can hear that sort of something about it, something unhuman and aggressive and all that hidden in a very sort of saccharine kind of entertainment sort of speak. You know, you'll be in Thailand and you'll hear on the radio so no and you know, just that rhythm, you know, it's got that, it's been so well crafted to just get in you. If on the off chance it can get to your ear, it's going to scrape its way into your soul and hardwire its message into your otherwise passive unconscious. Anyway, let's see if this soldier survives his loneliness. Now he's got the power of quantum Duracell.
It's from Daddy.
I love you, baby girl.
And there you go. You know, this would have cost millions someone wrote a treatment, someone pitched it, it was storyboarded, it was directed, it was cast, costumes, photography, director of photography, you know, a crew of probably about 20 people to make this advert, probably shot over about 3 days. That in itself would have cost probably about $500,000, if not more, just the shooting, regardless of paying the director, the writer, etc. And he's a soldier, and he's got this teddy bear that records his voice, and he sends it to his daughter. And you know they're really having to stress this, they're really having to strain it. Still got the sad piano and this little electronic box, a little voice processor. The daughter, who doesn't see her dad because he's on the other side of the world fighting someone else's war for reasons no one knows, goes, "I love you, little girl." And everyone's happy. Let's just watch that bit again.
It's from Daddy.
I love you, baby girl.
Oh, she swallows slightly because, you know, it's all right. It's all right having a little furry robot pass on the love, but she knows the daughter's suffering. She knows this isn't quite right. And so we're asked to join her. This music has been composed to build up to this moment. This sense of loss, of loneliness, of sadness, of something not being right. And then we're asked to join in that. We're asked to identify with it. That we can remember times when our family wasn't quite there, or we weren't quite there. We were somehow absent. We didn't live up to something we should have done. We weren't dealing with our responsibilities as best we could. You know, I was talking about this in my stream, the way they offer solutions to problems we didn't know we had. But now we suddenly feel less than. We suddenly feel inept somehow. We suddenly feel like, you know, quite a lot of the time, especially around my kids, I don't quite live up to the standards I perhaps should. And there's a reason we're now asked, requested, invited. There's a reason we've now been drawn into that world.
I want you more than I need you.
I love you, baby girl.
I need you so bad. Are you coming back? Are you coming
Look!
back?
It's Daddy!
See, the kid thought that Daddy was there. But no, we're taken on that little journey. You know, she gets on with her life, she does what she can, but hey, what's that? I heard his voice. He's there. And we're about to, you know, we're about to get to celebrate. We're about to get that moment of release. It's finished. It's sorted. The problem's over. Our problems are over. Our sense of irresponsibility is over. But unfortunately, no, not yet. We haven't been gratified yet. The music still hasn't got to its end. It's still leading us along that miserable journey.
Hey, how are you? How's your beer?
There you go. It's not quite the same, is it?
I love you, baby girl.
Okay, bye.
Where are you going?
Doesn't want an image. Doesn't want graphics. She's had enough of robots.
Hi.
I'm sorry, babe.
Mum's sorry. Dad's gutted.
She'll come back.
Are you coming back? Are you coming back?
Oh, fucking hell. Even the music. Are you coming back? Are you coming? I mean, they're fucking playing this. Really overplaying it. I'll rewind that so you can just hear the music again.
Are you coming back? Are you coming back? I'm waiting.
I love you, baby girl.
That weird haunting voice of the teddy bear that has infiltrated all their entire existence, even when Mum's trying to sleep.
I'm waiting.
I love you, baby girl.
Daddy! Daddy!
And the music, it finally releases, it finally concludes, and we can finally breathe out and think, oh, thank fuck, everything's all right at the end. And there's a reason for us needing to feel like that. All that, are you ever coming back? Are you ever coming back? And the music and the holding us on that flat line of that girl's just unhappy, the whole family's wrecked. Ah, now we can feel good. Now we can just have a release of that tension that's been building up since the beginning of this advert. Look at that, a true love between a daughter and a father. Everything's all right now. And relax, life's good.
The ones you trust are always there.
And there you go. With that emotion, with that sense of completion, with that release of tension. And isn't that what everything's about? Isn't that what everything tells us we need to aim towards? Release tension. Every self-help book you've ever read, anyone going to therapy, anyone on drugs, it's just they don't like the way they feel and they need to get rid of that tension. And at the moment that advert gives you that release, after giving you the intention in the first place, once you've got that feeling of, oh, it's over, relax, we're all good, bang, Duracell. It ties that image, that brand, with that feeling. And hypnotists work like that. Neuro-linguistic programming works like that. You know, that's how you anchor certain things with other things. And you know, with that sense of completion, that sense of family, love, and doing the right thing, responsibility, all those complex signs built up in that advert, we now associate the resolution, the completion, the success with Duracell. And how does that manifest itself? Because when you go into a shop and there's a selection of batteries like there always are, you'll have unconscious behaviours going on. You know, as humans, we don't just do what we do consciously, what we're aware of, decisions and choices we make consciously, but we also make decisions unconsciously, and our personalities, our actual being in the world, is a combination of both our unconscious and our conscious behaviours. So what makes us choose one thing over another? Do we check all the prices? What if money's not an issue? Do we like the colour of that one or that one? Why do you like that colour more than that colour? No, there's other things going on. And everything in that advert is about making you pick that battery, that brand name, when you see it in a group of others. Because you've tied it to a feeling of goodness, of success, of emotional resolution. And this isn't by accident, of course. When this video's being composed, when they're coming up with this video, these are what they say to each other. They'll say, you know, let's do this, let's build that up, and then bang, and once people feel good, we'll hit them with the brand, and everyone's like, yeah, good stuff, nice one, Steve. Here we go, number 2. When was the last time you told Mum how much you loved her? I mean, as an opening gambit, it's very strong. You know, a question. You know, you go to a lot of websites, especially service websites, you'll get a question. A lot of marketing emails open with a question. Because you cannot not consider it. We don't work like that. You can't read a question and not think about it. When did you last eat? You thought about it, didn't you? You might not have considered exactly when you ate, but your brain started going there. You considered food. You might have even thought of your last meal. Very hard not to respond to a question in some way. Some marketing will understand that you don't want to respond to the question and it will use that. So when did you last tell your mum you loved her? And even opening with that question doesn't come out of nowhere. They would have done their research. They would have sent out thousands of surveys. When did you last ask? You know, it might not have been as blatant as that, but they would have got to that point through research. They would have solved their problem. So now we read that. When did I last tell Mum I loved her? And then immediately, bang, your relationship with your mother, which we all know is a rocky as fuck relationship, even when it's going well. I mean, this is mother. Come on, it's like it's one of the strongest signs in our culture. Probably only downstream from father and God. These are big guns, and they're advertising big guns as well. So we're contemplating that now.
Hi there. Are you you Cindy?
Yeah, and
Hi, I'm Bonnie. I'm from Teleflora. I have a special delivery from your son Ryan that he really wants you to see. You want to come down here?
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. I wanted to let you know how much I love you, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me in my life. The distance between us isn't always easy. It's actually pretty hard sometimes.
I mean, this is crap. Make a bloody phone call. Skype her? What? Or is something else going to happen?
I still remember the last time we saw each other. It was almost 2 years ago. I was passing through San Diego on my way out to Japan, and you drove 2 hours just to sit down and have coffee with me for 45 minutes.
So Mum makes all the effort, you see. She drove to see him. He was passing through. She's kind of lonely. He's busy. But he sent her this. But hang on, we keep seeing a shot of him in a garden. Is there someone else there? Should there be someone else there? And again, listen to the music. No resolution. It's just holding you. It's holding you emotionally in the same way the content is. Because there's something edgy about this. You and I know this doesn't end here. Because it's empty, it's hollow. This idea of just, oh, I've got a message for you, lonely old woman at home. Your son recorded this. You know, they want you to feel a bit like, oh, I don't know, this isn't, not really cutting it.
Just discussing what's going on in our lives before I had to get on my flight and continue on. I miss you. It's been hard. Growing up, it was just the two of us.
Imagine this. Imagine this with the interfloor bird just standing there waiting for your signature.
You had all the responsibility of raising a young boy into a man that you could be proud of. You gave me so much. I didn't know how much you sacrificed until I was an adult at college, and I learned that you had a dream to become a professional.
I mean, she's not happy. The response is not positive. It's quite chilling, in fact. It's very distanced. It feels like the ugly, empty hand of technology reaching out, but sort of passing through you like a ghost, leaving nothing but cold air in its wake.
Professional athlete, and then you got pregnant with me and you had to choose. You knew you couldn't do both, and you gave it up.
She sacrificed everything for him, and he sent her a digital message.
To raise me the best way that you knew how. And you instilled in me that sacrifice and that dedication, and you gave me everything that you had. You were a guiding light for me.
I mean, she's the perfect mother. And he's a two-dimensional electronic message on a screen. And the music, listen to it. Not giving you anything, keeping you hanging on, making you sit through it, making you suffer your own inadequacies when it comes to talking to your mother. Very few people communicate like this to their mothers. No one can sit down with that kind of honesty. Maybe if you're nearly dead and you're in hospital and you need to write a letter, or if you're in rehab or some other extreme situation where you're emotionally a little bit overdetermined. But this isn't the usual conversation with the mother. This is meant to be making us feel the opposite of this. This is trying to highlight the lack of communication between sons and mothers. And it's making us sit in that reality, making us sit in that truth. A truth we usually just try and avoid because it's not appropriate. You know, I've actually tried to communicate with my mother on this level. She doesn't like it. And it's greedy, it's selfish as well, because it's all for me. We have a relationship. There's no point me trying to engineer it. It's what it is. But they're making us sit there. They're making us try and reevaluate it. And what can we do about it? Yet again, they got us in the tension.
I've taken everything that you've given me, and I've run with it. Because of you, I stand here today. A father, a husband, a Navy commander.
He's got everything. Perfect son. He's in the Navy. He's got a beautiful family, kids.
And it's because of you. You show me how to work and not quit, and have honor, have integrity. I've achieved all these things because of the foundation that you laid, the example that you led.
Jesus, man, hang on.
Because of the foundation that you laid.
What, was she 8 when she had him? Look at that. I'm so glad you gave up your childhood to have me.
The example that you led. You always said the reward for hard work well done is the opportunity to do more. Well, you're right. I've done well in the Navy and...
Listen to the music. I'm going to go back a bit. Listen to the slight change. So the tension, then there's a slight breath when you listen to it. It's going, and then it goes, and it's like, there's some hope. There's a glimmer of hope. There's something you can do about this tension you're feeling. There's something you can do. It's not giving it to you yet, but there's a suggestion, there's an offer. Listen to the change and the images that go with it, obviously.
Opportunity to do more. Well, you're right. I've done well in the Navy and I got more hard work ahead of me. And I think it's going to be even harder to see each other. And that's why I wanted to make this...
Look at the woman standing there just looking at her. How totally... sort of, it's just, this is private. I was just looking at her. I mean, awful. Absolutely awful.
This Mother's Day is so truly special. Above all, Mom, I hope when you look at me, you see the good man that you wanted your little boy to be. I'm proud to call you my mother. I'm proud to be your son. You made me the man that I am today. I love you with all my heart.
What a fucking surprise. It's been ugly, it's been awkward, it's been unpleasant. There's been something really, really impersonal about it. There's a fucking delivery woman sitting there holding the screen while your son just says the kind of stuff that should be saved for a therapist. And then the music changes, the light changes, the quality of film seems to change, and what happens? He turns round the corner. The sun in his eyes. Look, he's just come back. The hero. This is the hero story. After all the truths, he's said it all. He's thanked her. Finally. Finally, he's made a sacrifice, and there he is. Listen to the music now. Glorious. Our tension has been resolved. We can relax. She's not got to experience her emotional life through a screen held by a delivery woman anymore. He's actually there, handsome, strong, the sun in his eyes, with the flowers himself.
Oh my God!
Jesus. And while we're feeling that emotion, while we're getting to identify now with a fiction, while we're getting to identify now with a fantasy, hold that thought, hold that emotion.
I love you.
She loves him.
Come on.
We're getting to indulge in this resolution. Straight past her. Go on, jog on, delivery. Music's just celebratory, resolving at the end of each part. Da, 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 dun, da, 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 dun, da. Oh, lovely. Smiles all round.
Beautiful.
Send love. Right, yeah. Yeah. But what's amazing about that advert is, what are they advertising? What's their product? The flowers, yeah. Perhaps a screen. I'm assuming that's a new thing they do, yeah. You ain't going to turn up though. You don't get to do that, because you can do that anyway. You can take your own flowers. They're not interested in that. They're trying to get you to indulge in the relief of tension. And, oh shit, actually, I haven't spoken to my mother in weeks. You know what? It's not hard to send her some fucking flowers. I'll just do that, because that felt good. You know, did you see them there? She'll like that. The opposite of what they were selling you. The advert was promoting presence. You there, in person, spending time with your mother. That was what you got to feel good about. And what do you actually buy off them? Your absence. Yeah. You send them something like, sorry love, I'm a little bit busy, but you know, happy Mother's Day, happy birthday. Incredible. Right, here we go. Number 3. We're at high school.
Wise men
Bit of young love.
say only
I'll get that for you.
fools rush in.
God. Want a mint? It's interesting actually getting the brand in so early. I mean, it's a difficult one to sell because when I see someone who carries mints around, you know those people, they've always got mints. I can't help but think they've got bad breath. You know, they market mints on having fresh, sparkling breath. But if you carry them around with you all the time, this is a problem that needs sorting out, and you're just putting a plaster over the wound. You know, when I see mints, I think bad breath. So that's a bit of a hard ask so early. But they got the images, they got the music, and they're just trying to sort of just it's just part of love. You know, what mints? Shush, don't worry about them.
But I can't
Should we snort some meth and have a fuck?
help
You can kiss, you see. You can do that now you've had mints.
falling in love with you. Oh,
And now the relationship just goes from strength to strength. It's just bliss now. I mean, now because they had that kiss with confidence, because they chew mints, of course, it's just, it's just part of a great life. It's just wholesome, it's loving, it's working, there's no problems here. And that's why they dropped it in early. Because in this advert, and this is important, there hasn't been any tension. There hasn't been a downside. That's why the brand came in early. You notice in the other 2 adverts, the brand only come in with the resolution, with the release of tension. Where in this advert, there hasn't been any. It came in very early and it's just been perfect.
I stay.
And it's just made its way throughout the entire advert.
Would it be?
And that's like the 3rd kiss, I think. Keep referring back to that idea of breath and freshness and the ability to kiss with confidence. Because, we eat food, we eat dead animals, we eat strong spices. Breath smells, not always bad, but it's very hard to be neutral. And this kind of Friends, Hollywood sort of breath tasting like time doesn't exist. And they've kept coming back to that kiss. That's the anchoring. That's what the chewing gums have been anchored on. They went from just a chance meeting on the steps, then to her dropping her papers, then the chewing gum. Once the chewing gum come in, it's just been, they went out, had a kiss, now that, then that, running in the countryside. Now he's her prom date. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm sure I missed just a hint of the chewing gum at the prom date. Maybe I was wrong. Let's have a look. There it is. Look, still giving it. And it was so subtle. So subtle. Barely a second. And that would have been so well considered and directed and thought about. It's just part of love. Part of a good relationship that works well. And Tev, she's still laughing. I gave him a chewing gum. Life's great.
Oh, if I can
Even an argument.
help falling in.
And what, that little bit of micro tension there amongst everything. Little argument. But notice now they've moved in together. So, we're not perfect. We have a little argument. Chewing gum. I wonder what happens when she gives him the chewing gum. There you go. He kisses her on the head. Anchored to that. She's got to go away, or he's got to go away. That's a bit sad, isn't it? I wonder what you can do.
Oh, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling.
Writing the phone number on a chewing gum wrapper like he did in the car.
And so it goes.
And the minute he started writing it, everything's all right again. Another little bit of tension. Chewing gum resolve.
Some things are
he just can't believe how beautiful she is. And he just can't believe they're together. I mean, this is out of this world perfect. You know, this relationship, from the beginning, it's just been him, her, love, and chewing gum. And now he's made an exhibition of all the times he's drawn her little pictures on chewing gum wrappers. Take my home. The history of their relationship has been documented on chewing gum wrappers. What is inside a chewing gum wrapper apart from gum? The memories, the story of love. I mean, that's such an incredible leap. You know, you've got around it to these people. I mean, and the final one isn't a memory. It looks like it's a prediction. I wonder if he'll be kneeling down next to her. I haven't watched this. I could have got this very wrong, but let's have a look. Called it. There you go. Remember the early days, just when we met, and now look.
Give extra, get extra.
And that beautiful bit at the end, he proposed to her. Finally, it's been sealed into. It's got the government involved. It's a wedding contract. And again, you know, they don't think people watch this and go, "Oh man, I need to get some extra so that when I have a girlfriend, that you know I'll end up marrying her." No, what they do expect is when you go to the tills at the supermarket and there's that big rack and there's loads of different chewing gums to choose from, upon what are you basing your choice? Upon what are you making your decision? There's two decisions to make. One, do I buy one? Two, if I do, what one do I buy? So when you see them, or when you see that logo, boom, extra, green, bright, bold, that's going to immediately connect with a story of love in your unconscious. It is. Unless you can forget about that, and I'd like to see how you work that out. And then once that's been made, what are the other ones? What messages are behind the other ones? Maybe they haven't got so much money. Maybe they're not as strong a brands. Maybe their marketing wasn't so good, wasn't so clear. And so you pick that one. Marketing works, advertising works. These things cost millions to make, and years, sometimes 6 months, 7 months in development to get it just right, so that you pick that up and you buy it. There you go, free adverts. Bear in mind, when you're looking at adverts on telly, try and work them out. Have a little think about what's actually going on and get an idea of how they structure them, and you'll be surprised how strangely obvious and blunt they are. And then think, what does that say about us as a people? What does that say about humans, in that we respond to these things so well, exactly how they want us to, most of the time?
Let's do the next two.